Oh, it's close. Oh. Hello and welcome. My name is Ichiban25 and this is an extended sort of commentary highlights of a league race I did fairly recently for a league called SFL. It runs on Sundays BST, 6 PM BST. And yeah, I've been getting into league races more this year. I did a lot of unrankeds on F1 2019, but obviously, as we all know, it's not the cleanest of races there. So yeah, I'd done 3 league races before this, managed 3 podiums, and this one, well, it turned out to be pretty memorable in the end. So let's head straight into it. Here we are, qualifying in Melbourne, Australia. It was interesting. I knew there was a lot of fast drivers in this league, so I knew getting another podium was probably out of my reach. But as we go through the fast chicane there, trying to stop the car from spinning, that would be a problem for, I think, a lot of drivers in the race, actually, as you might see later on, and you can see in the highlights video I put together as well. But yeah, and this is my first lap. I was just mainly trying to put a banker in here, just get the rhythm of the car, because one thing I've struggled a lot with doing the league races is, for whatever reason, the pressure has gotten to me. I've struggled in qualifying, you know, my fingers have tensed up a bit and stuff like that. You'll see how I just braked a little bit because I was wanting to try out the mediums in another run. But yeah, I mean, about P13 there, put myself under a bit of pressure, going back out on the medium tyres. Scruffy there, really, not quite got the car together. And I think first corner Australia in particular, if you're a bit nervy on the turn-in, and if you don't get that turn-in just quite right, it's so easy to miss it, and then you're really fighting to stop the car going onto the grass at the first corner. But yeah, medium compound tyre here, going through, I think this is turn 6 here, and turn 7, just trying to be smooth on the throttle. And again, it's the mediums. We're down on the soft tyre lap, which does not bode too well, but we're just going to keep going here, see what we can do on the mediums. You know, I was thinking one stop, because it's Australia, you can't really overtake very well here. If you have the set up properly, you can quite easily defend. So that's what I was thinking. One stop, you know, hopefully stay out of trouble, stay safe really, and just see what opportunities presented themselves. Final corner here, a little bit of traffic there, which maybe put me off a little bit. I was scruffy out of the second last corner, which is going to be a problem in my last lap, as you are going to see soon. But we're in the garage here now, looking at the leaderboard, thinking, how on earth am I going to gain some time on these guys? Very quick at the top. I think Loco Hippo is about 121 there, or at least his pole lap was about 121, and I knew he would be quick because his time trial was already blistering. But we come out of the pits here, Red Bull behind. I realised there's a McLaren coming his way. That's for pole time by Loco Hippo, I think actually a 123. What a lap. Sensational stuff from the McLaren driver. I just stay out of his way there. And also I let the Red Bull past here because I'm thinking I don't want, you know, him to be right behind me when I'm starting my run, and I'm sure he doesn't want to be too near me either. So I back off a bit, create a gap, nice and easy on the power. Let's feel the engine roar down the straight of Australia. T1, can we get it together here? I think I was a little bit conservative there, but I keep the car on the black stuff and it's not too bad. Up on the earlier lap, next corner here, nice and easy. The car keeping together, a little bit wide there, maybe lost a bit of time, but not a disaster of that corner. Turn 6 here, take a little bit of the grass, but I'm not too greedy there. Maybe I should be a little bit more greedy. And then I think it's turn 8, a little bit of curb there, back on the power. Maybe could have taken a little bit more of the curbs upon exit, but then we're just thinking, get on the power. I ran quite a high downforce setup, so we don't gain lots of time on the straights. Through the fast chicane, I keep it together quite nicely because it is so easy to spin there. In the last few corners, just try not to make a mistake, because at this point I know I'm P13, so if I mess up, I'm starting really out of position in my opinion. But around the last bend, and this is where I make a bit of a mistake. Maybe a bit too much entry speed, run a bit wide, and it cost me about 3/4 tenths, I think. Cost me straight line on the straight, and if it wasn't for that mistake, I think I would have been P7, maybe challenging for P6, so it was a shame. And again, I feel like, you know, the qualifying run, it could have been more, and again, I've given myself a little, you know, bit more work than I should do in the race. So it's going to be an interesting race start. I'm going to have to, you know, overtake some of these guys. So the red lights here, and they are out, and away we go. It's not a bad start. It's an okay start, but Ace, just really strong start. Takes me on the inside. He gets quite gung-ho into the first corner, and I have to avoid him. Really, it was quite good work to avoid him, to be honest. If I'd gotten wing damage, it would have hurt my race quite badly. I do pause the game just to clip that instant, and yeah. Something happened ahead, someone spun, and yeah, a bit of craziness here. I'm not actually sure what the Red Bull was doing here, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think he got a penalty for it somehow, but you know, it's a bit of a glitchy game still, so you know, I was more annoyed about the first corner incident to really pay much attention to any of that. And I'm just thinking now, how am I going to recover the race, because I'm P16, and you know, first league race of this league, and I don't quite know which one of these guys are sort of safe to overtake, and there's a little bit of a trust element thing you have to build up there. Virtual safety car ending at this point, and this is where it gets a little bit manic, because I think Straw Shark ahead, yeah, he's ahead of me there. P15 has wing damage, so he's going into the pits, and I don't quite know that, so I'm getting a bit close to him there. I think that, you know, quite close to contact there, but do manage to avoid him. The Red Bulls again being a little bit silly. I don't know. Maybe they both wanted to pit and they didn't realise, you know, the other one was going to. But then my teammate nearly has a bit of a run at Ace, but not quite, into T1. And then as a result, I managed to get the run on him and down the inside there. I think SMG, my teammate, not, you know, knowing I had the speed of him there and just, you know, choosing not to fight. So lap 2 of the race, I'm trying to chase down Ace at this point. I didn't get any wing damage from the first corner either, so it wasn't the end of the world really. I just had to stay composed and see what opportunities present themselves. I have a good run at Ace here actually, but I think he must be using up his overtake as well, because I can't get round him whatsoever. His front wing and wing settings are probably lower than mine as well, so I can't do too much. He does run a little bit wide there. I thought maybe I could get closer, but again, his straight line speed seems quite tidy. I can't get close enough to really do anything. I do gain a bit of time there because he was a bit wide again. And yeah, just stuck behind him a bit here. All the while, my teammate is catching me up. And again, I'm close there. I'm having to sort of slow down to avoid his back end. Then he does pit. So I've got a nice clean track ahead of me, but guess what? SMG right behind me as well, and I know he's a quick driver, so at this point I just sort of lift and coast into the first corner because I don't really want to get out of his way. You know, he's my teammate. Lap 3 now. Again, he's a bit ahead of me, just trying to sort of follow him. You know, at least we're similar on the track. Might be able to make something happen. But this is when something bad but also kind of good happens. You'll see why I say that. But SMG, he had trouble with the fast chicane whenever we were doing practice, and I think he also crashed during qualifying. But the safety car is now deployed, and I decide to pit. So into the pits I go. I was a little bit surprised that the Ferrari maybe didn't pit as well, but I did realise they were on the medium, so to be fair, it wasn't really worth them pitting. Drunken Shamrock ahead of me here. I thought I was going to come out behind him, but the Alpha boys do a very good job, and I think he had a time penalty. All he needed to change was front wing. So I also, very nicely, come out ahead of the Williams. So now it's a very, very, very interesting and very good for me scenario, because the only driver ahead of me who has pitted is now Alex, as you'll see here. So me and Alex on the hard tyres, the safety car is going to be very, very friendly and nice to us. It's going to bunch everyone up, and pretty much Alex is in the net race lead and I am P2. So basically, SMG, thank you. You just did a Nelson Piquet in Singapore, but without the intention, really. So yeah, having a bit of a look at Alex here. Two cars in front fighting it out. Gap closes there, but we're not really close enough to really do anything at this point. Just trying to chase down the Ferrari. I know I'm quicker. When can I get it done? Because of course I know the cars in front of Alex. You know, Loco Hippo, Bold Monkey, Voice Biscuit. They're quick as Doogie goes for a spin there. In the Mercedes. Not a very good day for the Mercedes. I do have a look at Alex here, but I wasn't alongside, so if I'd gone for it, it would have been my fault, and it could have gone all wrong. And an opportunity here. The Ferraris, just like real life, they love to have a good old fight. They can't keep apart. Now it's going to get crazy. We could go 3 wide into the first corner of Australia. Oh, it's close. Oh, it could have really been a race-ending collision if we'd got it wrong, any of us. Then I've got Kojak there on the left. It's not too bad. I think he knows I'm faster than him, so he lets me through without too much of a fight. And I'm able to go after Alex. Alex not having a very good run out of this corner. And I've got the overtake switched on. Nice and easy on the inside. I think again he knows I'm faster than him. He's not going to defend that one. And now I'm smiling. I'm pretty much P1. And I'm under a bit of pressure now because I know I've got a very good chance of actually winning this Grand Prix, or in the very least being able to defend the lead and hopefully get a podium place. And you'll see there on the leaderboard, yowie wowie, suddenly kill from above 33, Chiban 25, I am now P1 in Australia, P1. It's not too bad, is it? And really now at this stage of the Grand Prix, all I can do is just drive as well as I can. I'm in a good position because you can see on the leaderboard Alex, Drunken Shamrock, Ace, all a bit out of position. And if Bold Monkey catches them, he's going to get traffic. But Ace, I think, DNFs. And there's a second safety car, which at the time I was very annoyed about, because I was going to try to one-stop, but I think actually this second safety car actually did help me out quite a lot, because I was able to put fresh tyres on. And if I had tried to go on hards until the end of the race, they would have been pretty damn dead. So I would have really struggled. But pitting here. But this is where it's going to get close, because all the other guys pitted as well. However, Loco Hippo there, and I know I have to get on the overtake and just get to the first corner as quickly as possible, and by about 5/10 I managed it. And I think really that was the moment that won me the race. If that hadn't happened, he would have been ahead of me, and I'm not sure I would have been able to overtake him. He would have been too quick. The safety car coming into the pits, lap 15, soon to be lap 16. I sort of back up at Loco Hippo a bit there, trying to sort of put him into a bit of trouble. I know I can get Shamrock later on in the race. Don't have to get him straight away. Down to the first corner we go. Mad dash behind. A bit of a lunge by Goose Slayer, I think it is. And I also go a bit wide onto the grass. But Loco Hippo does keep the position there. And I am setting my sights still on Shamrock. He has a bad exit here, and it really is all too easy to get by Shamrock on the worn medium tyres. It's a real struggle for him now. I can just take the race in line. He's not, you know, nowhere near there. And it's nice and easy, really. And now I know 13 or so laps to go, and I've just got to hang on. I know, and at this point, I'm not gonna lie, I was thinking about winning the race, but I just had to keep reminding myself it's not over yet, just keep on going. You know, I didn't want to be complacent, and I wouldn't have forgiven myself if I'd thrown it away. On the leaderboard, you see Hippo gets past Shamrock as well, so I know they're going to be coming at me. And now lap 18, the gap's about 3 seconds. And I'm just trying to fight on. Just keep the speed. I know they're a little bit faster than me behind, but as long as I can keep them out of DRS in the last 10 laps, I've got a good chance. But you'll see on the leaderboard now as well, Bold Monkey actually overtakes the Loco Hippo. A bit of a surprise. The pole sitter overtaken and struggling on the hard tyres really. So now it's up to Bold Monkey to challenge me. So we're going to have a little bit of a cat and mouse battle with Bold Monkey. The gap 4.2. Can we hang on? 4.4 now. Lap 21, it's still sort of 4 seconds. Bold Monkey now just does sort of get out of Hippo's DRS, and a bit of a pivotal moment. He no longer has to worry about Hippo. His hard tyres, he's really struggling on those. And Bold Monkey, who I think like me was able to two-stop, perhaps because of a second safety car. Hippo and Obese Mode and Voice Biscuit only one stopped. So me and Bold Monkey on the better tyres, and it's really going to be a fight between us two now. Bold Monkey closing the gap there to the mid 3 seconds as we enter lap 22. So lap 25, and he's really closed down the gap now. It's approaching 2 seconds, and as you can imagine, I'm thinking, God, he's going to quite likely have a go at me by the end of the race. And I'm just trying to hustle the car around these corners here. Just do all I can just to keep the gap at around 2 seconds, beyond 1 second. If he gets in my DRS, it's going to be real difficult, but I think he makes a mistake here in the final corner, and I get into the 2.5 second sort of mark for a minute there. But now it's back down to 2.1, and the pressure is not going away. It's still on me, heavy on my shoulders. Can I hang on? The gap now up to 2.6 seconds on lap 27. So I'm not sure if Bold Monkey either he had a problem maybe with wing damage or perhaps having to manage fuel. I was actually having to also manage fuel at this point to keep in lean. So I was having to keep in lean mix to just, you know, the last thing I want is to run out of fuel at the end of the race. That would be an absolute disaster. So the final lap of the race, and Bold Monkey has fallen away for whatever reason. I've managed to keep the pace. He's gone back 4 seconds now, 4 seconds off, and I know unless I make a real mistake, this race is mine. But as I said, you know, I was thinking about winning the race a lot, but I knew, you know, I couldn't do that. I had to avoid complacency. I had to just keep at it, try to get into the flow, just keep the nerves at bay. And I was listening to some Michael Jackson music at this point, you know, so I was just really trying to relax, listen to the King of Pop. And the last lap here. And now at this point, I know the fast chicane's to come. I know what happened to my teammate. I know what happened to Doggy and so many others this weekend. I just take it nice and easy. Lifting. The gap actually will fall to about 3.5 by the end of the straight, just because I didn't want to take the fast chicane on. I knew what it did to so many drivers, and it just wasn't worth it. If I'd risked it and gone full pace and made a mistake, I wouldn't have been able to forgive myself. But the second last corner, and I'm smiling under the helmet. I'm so excited, so happy. The final straight, and the checkered flag falls, and across the line I go. At this point I said yes, yes, yes. And a few other words I better not say, because I just couldn't believe it. One of the biggest wins I've probably had in any sort of F1 game, regardless of single player or multiplayer. I was just, you know, considering where I started, P9, trouble in the first corner, down to P16. and the safety cars, they helped me out a lot, but I feel like I didn't really make any mistakes. I reacted accordingly, and there I am on top of the podium. 25 massive points. And after round 1, why don't we just end the championship here, because I am leading the championship, heading to Bahrain thinking if I can get some solid points, maybe even a podium, right in this, boys, with a real good chance of fighting for the championship. I like Bahrain, so I'm looking forward to that. What a race. Couldn't believe it. It's a great drive, consistent laps, a fantastic performance. So, a big thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it as much as I did racing at the time, please hit that like button and subscribe for more F1 related content. Again, a massive thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. I am Ichiban25, and hopefully I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.